Welcome to another episode and video of my robotic hand with pneumatic hand, compressor, controller, and all controlled by a laptop, computer, running Linux, and the thing is programmed with Python. Last time I reconstructed the elbow to a more robust version. I fixed some wiring and I thought that was it. Last test showed that it wasn't it completely, and I will run the software once again, assuming that everything will turn out clear, because last time the lower gear seemed to not appropriately running at all. So you can see that the wrist is working and the arm is turning, and when I press one of the fingers, it would be nice if it did something. It clearly needs some more air. The compressor needs to do its job first, but something that already shows out is that some things don't work, and one of the things is the lower gear, because the arm is not going up and down. So now one more attempt for the fingers. Still doesn't do a thing, but electronically it is alright, so there's something not quite in timing. And one other thing, on the display it shows that there is probably something with the sensor that is being pressed. Alright, another attempt with the fingers. No, this one then. Well, the fingers don't respond either, but I need to make sure that the lower gear is responding, and that it doesn't do at all. My focus is to fix some software, but that may be a problem, because the software is depending on the switches. So if I now look at where it is, and it is completely down. Let me take a firm look. And right now it's the big question. Now there's a problem. Now there's a problem, because it is totally running outside of its boundaries. This is not good at all. So I have to use the diagnostics to run it back to where it belongs. Let's just do that. And I need this one, which is motor 6, slave 2. And that, right, now it's fine. And it also reveals that input 1 is permanently pressed. So the question is, why is that? Right, this is fixed for now. Let's take a further look. Alright, so here you see that the lower input, no, I have to say it correctly, the lower switch of the vertical gearbox is being pressed continuously. If I look here, it is the exact way, because this input, if we look here, here, digital 10, which is the lower switch, it says alright, printing rechts, except that when you look here, well, not digital 10, it should say this, and it keeps saying this. So why is it not responding? That's a very good question. Now we have this running. Let's see if this is actually doing something. And looking at the wires, that should be, no, that's an input. It should be this one. Oh, now that's interesting. One is functioning better than the other one. Now this is a problem. One motor is functioning, the other one hardly is. So that is a reason why this doesn't work. Yes, now I find why. One of the connectors to the motor, to one of the motors, and the first one wasn't connected properly. Now it works. Yes. Now please to the other one. Yes. See, and those are problems that you only can find in this way. So now let's go for the software again, and I have to close the interface now. And with this problem solved, let's go back to the camera, or let's see first this one. If this indeed changes from left to right, because then I know which is which. and it switched immediately, but I also noticed that the motor doesn't respond anymore because it stays on right and it doesn't go back. Now let's see whatever happens with this. I'm pressing the thumb now. Which has no result whatsoever. But also, this doesn't change. And the question is, why is that? I have pressed better on right. Now it works. For now it works. But I had to press more robustly on the switch. So now it seems to work. Let me press the finger now. A thumb. Yes, now this works. Okay, let's keep this running and go back to camera. Well, it is running, still running, but still the switch is on the upper side. So I press better at the lower side or at the upper switch. And now you see it move, but how long will it move? And that is a very good question. Okay, it is still moving. But how much will it move? How often will it move? Again, not continuously apparently, so I have to press again and then it moves. So apparently the pressure that that rod gives to the lower to the upper sensor isn't good enough. Now I'm pressing the hand, little finger, and it works. Let me put the camera a little lower once again. Yeah, it works. I'll wait a bit. And now it works. It comes within view. Let me press the thumb. Yeah, it works. It's just outside the camera view, so I'll adjust the view angle. And the arm is still moving vertically, so for now it works. But then the question is, why does it work now and why doesn't it work all the time? So I'm pressing. This is a bit problematic. Pressing, there it goes. Pressing, other finger, there it goes. Alright, so that works. Now back to the arm. And for now, apparently, it does work. The question remains, why doesn't it work all the time? And by the way, this wire is the USB connection to the interface. So without me programming anything as I had initially thought to having to do, it seems to work. And as I speak, at times it doesn't and at times it does. and all depends on sensors. Well, not the wrist and not this one. So this is no sensor anymore, it's just a switch, just electrical, and this is only electrical. The only switches I have now are the hand, 5 pieces, and 2 in here. And right now, once again, one of the switches isn't properly working. Now it is again at the upper switch, so let me press once again, and there it goes. It was a ultralight pressure, but still the question, why is it needed? Why does it do it all the time? And I don't get it. Maybe it needs to be a little bit thicker, but last time I tried to fix that and it was not very well. It's completely built in and I don't feel like a total reconstruction of it. So right now it's insecure, will it ever be working constantly? And yes, right now it has stopped again, but this time at the lower side. So let me see if I can press it again. So even the place where it gets stuck is not constant. Alright, let's see further. Alright, as you can see that everything is rechts, which means that the sensor on the lower side of at the lower end of the vertical gearbox is being pressed continuously. Now let me press it, and that makes no difference. So the same thing what I did with the upper sensor does not work at the lower sensor. Now taking a small screwdriver, pressing it. Oh, that's weird. I think I didn't even touch the sensor and it goes to the upper sensor without any change of screen input. So why would that be? Now it stays at the upper sensor, slight press. Alright, now it goes to the lower gear, to the low, and now it seems to stay moving. But why? Why is this happening? Because this is what I want to see as a screen output. Why is it happening that it says like here, while not T-Digital 9, print richting links, so somehow this is not being executed. And now, as you can see, it should go to the other way. No, I am wrong. This should be executed while it isn't. And right now, this is being printed while it is not happening. So right now I am stopping the program. I'm stopping the program, go to the diagnosis. Is that sensor pressed? Yes or no? Answer: no, it's not being pressed. This one is not being pressed. Neither is this one, but this one is the lower sensor. Upper sensor, it is located at the upper sensor, but it's not pressing it. Big oops. Wait, let me go back. Let me go back into it. Now I am just slightly pressing it. And even now it doesn't seem to respond. Because what I want to see is that either one of these is going to be saying yes, I'm pressed. But that doesn't happen. That's weird. Touching it, pressing it, it's not happening. It's not being sensed. And I'm pressing it now continuously. No sense. No sensing. Let me do it again. Alright. It's not being sensed. I didn't expect this to happen, to be honest. Okay, back to the program. And as soon as I start the program, it starts to work. How is that possible? And now it stays again saying res. I press on it and it works. Why doesn't the input say yes, I'm pressed? Very, very weird. Again, at the upper end, at the upper sensor, doing nothing. I press slightly and it starts working again. And it only works when the sensor really is pressed, because this says if T digital 9, then the whole thing. If digital 10, the whole thing. And while not, go a certain way. Here also, while not digital 10, go a certain way. And now once again it is at the lower end of the sensor, being pressed. Alright, I press slightly and it goes. This really makes no sense to me. Why is this happening? Since it is functioning now, there is nothing wrong with that carton on the rod, because otherwise it would never work, or hardly ever. And then it stays a while and goes. This needs really some serious thinking. So this is the culprit. This is the problem, which now seems to function well, but it is only a matter of time that it keeps hanging again. And right now it stands still and goes. You see how it moves up and down, and it should have been moving up earlier. It waits, okay, it waits for a second, but this is no longer a second, this is way more than a second. Now it goes again, and once again I look at the code, and it says time sleep is 1, just 1 second. Now count 1, it goes, should go, doesn't. Why? Because I'm not pressing any other sensor either, and the only sensors that are that could be pressed are the fingers, and I'm not pressing them. So now one thing I do see is something else. Again, some close observation. And let me hold it when it is right there. Alright, stop it. Now the point is that here goes the cord, here is the carton, right here, and it shows that the carton was right here. So it slowly shifts to that end. And last time I already tried to make it stick on one place. That didn't work. So maybe the force of this that is on this cord forces it slowly to that side. Maybe possible. Let's go again. Alright, now it's not doing anything. Now what if I press slightly? Once again. Oops, that's too much. Alright. Stop, start. Right, with a very small screwdriver touching the sensor. Now it works, or should work anyway. But as you can see, not so much. Some manual intervention. Nope. Once again. Well, when I did this in the previous segment using the diagnosis, it didn't sense it anyway. And now it senses it, but it doesn't do it. So, whatever the problem is, right now I can't nail it. No need to program, because usually it does work, and usually it does not. Usually it does work, and at times it doesn't, and you have seen it. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Oops, let me stabilize the camera for a bit. If you like this video and technical details, etc., please subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please donate to keep my website and blog and videos going. Considering the results, I'm not sure if there's another episode anytime soon, because it's as good as developed unless I come up with a nice idea. So I'm not going to say to be continued. With a new model, who knows, but for now I think for the hand and arm this is it. Please visit my website for my other projects and info on donations or any donation. Bye bye.